Welcome again to the channel Life with Jennifer JM, and I am your girl Auntie Jen. My viewers, my friend and my subscriber, I say so much is going on. You know, when you look all over the place, you see all kind of goodies are given because election is pending. Chicken, black tank, zinc, steel, plywood, all of that are given. People are getting our land because somebody need a vote. But when you look at the people who make the society great, our teachers and our doctors, nobody no really have that passion towards them to know that if you're sick, the first place you have to go to is a hospital and you need a doctor. You need a doctor. To send your children to school, they need a teacher. They need a teacher. And as this article is saying, the IDT to preside over largest wage dispute in its 50 years. Hear this good, in its 50 years, as junior doctors fight for overtime pay in 50 years. I hope the labor right then hear this one. Gonna have a thing for our, oh, PMP 9 this, PMP 9 do that. But you hear this now, over 50 years, them are going to fight the hardest fight of their life to get overtime pay. I never hear them sit from the day I'm born. In what one senior trade unionist has called the largest monetary dispute ever brought before the Industrial Dispute Tribunal in its 50-year history. The quasi judicial body began hearing a case last Thursday between the Jamaica Medical Doctors Association, the JMDA, and the Ministry of Health and Wellness. The outcome could cost the government some 100 billion. Oh, punches. No, you have to laugh when you see them something here, you know. Because these are the same people who say, we forgive them a third term, because third term alone. Talk to me now. This one is by far the biggest case in terms of dollars that the tribunal will award, because the government is saying that it is 103 billion. Veteran trade unionist Lambert Brown, who is representing the JMDA, says he feels confident and humbled at the same time that I can take on a case which is generally reserved for King Counsel, he said. The JMDA president, Dr. Renee Badro, I hope I pronounce the name properly, forgive me, explained that under the government compensation review, the association signed a memorandum of understanding on March 16, 2023. The agreement addressed two key issues: basic salary, which was settled, and the overtime rate, which were to be finalized by March 31st, 2023. However, despite multiple government promises, the issue of overtime payment remained unresolved. No, they don't want to pay professional. They don't want to pay the professional because they're too professional to know how to make choice. But then go buy black tank. And we say Pernell Charles Jr. on the run. Yeah, man, it ain't too everything lift up. Because it matters for a vote. But it no matter. We have made several pitches to the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. Several compromises to the ministry to settle the issue and to keep on pushing back the date, Badro says. Frustration peaked on December 9, 2024, when junior doctors walk off the job. The Ministry of Labor intervened, urging both the JMDA and the Ministry of Finance to resume talk. Despite hours of negotiation, no agreement was reached, and the matter was referred to the IDT on January 15, 2025. They are going to go into the rigmarole. I don't know if any of you understand the word I mean, rigmarole. Keep twisting you around, keep twisting you around, and nothing come of it. But I want to stand on the ground. The Ministry of Health. Me wonder where my Ministry of Health find. Somebody need to explain it to me. The Ministry of Health submission to the IDT seems seen by the state that implementing the proposed era hour work policy for 2,143 doctors could cost 103.8 billion annually. Pay them. Pay them. Because they're not fix no road and they're not do nothing where money then they pay the doctor them, pay the teacher them. The ministry currently pay doctors based on April 1, 2021 rate. It claims the JMDA proposal would triple current rate and require retroactive payment from April 2023, unlike the government proposal which takes effect from August 2024. The ministry argues that the equity, fairness, and transparency in the health sector the JMDA proposed could not be accepted on the basis that no other group would be treated differently. You saw that time? But for parliamentary group treat differently. For parliamentary group they treat differently, don't it, people? With how much percentage I raises in the history of Jamaica for politicians. But the people then we are served only lazy politicians up in the north do nothing. We run around now, I like fall, I look place for lay, forget vote. I said all other health professional groups have accepted the government overtime policy. However, the JMDA disagree. Mr. Damian Harvey, a JMDA executive, note the government policy limited extra hours to 15 per week. Yet doctors often work 16 shifts, sometimes more than once a week. A truth? A true. That's why people don't come and get good health care, because poor doctor them are human and sometimes they're weary. Sometimes they're weary too, you know. When you do duty from 4 to 8 a.m., that is 16 hours. I don't see how that policy can cover the doctors because the majority of doctors do more than one duty per week in order to ensure that there is adequate coverage 24/7 for each week, and 15 hours will not cover even one duty. No, no man, this is the real. Harvey also criticized that lack of parity across sectors, arguing that if there is a policy of maximum 15 hours overtime per week and a particular group had to be exempt from it, the policy would be flawed, as the majority of doctors do a minimum of 16 hours in overtime weekly. Added that the doctor, particularly in rural hospitals, are often on 24-hour shift up to 18 times a month, in addition to regular 40-hour week. This has placed in numerous strain on the understaffed public health system, forcing doctors to juggle multiple specialties and respond to emergencies at various hospitals. We can't continue, my people. What we are saying is that a person who covers multiple hospitals is doing a different level of intensity work because they have a higher patient load and they have to be traveling at night from one hospital to another. Oh my God. Share that junior doctors are now having to move in between specialties instead of focusing on one specific because of shortage of medical practitioners for the different area of specialization in rural hospital. We are saying to the Ministry of Finance, you have not given us enough staff. We now have to do a gymnastic to fill the patches. You cannot pay those doctors as you pay a doctor in an urban center that does not have the same workload. Makes sense? Every patient you see is a medical legal risk, and if you are seeing multiple patients across different specialties, that increase your medical legal risk, she said. stressed that overtime had not been optional for doctors since 1992, as stipulated in a long-standing agreement with the government. There are no ifs or buts or questions. You can't tell the public to only bring emergency between 8 and 4, she said. That don't make no sense. Tension flared last Thursday when the IDP session in Halfway Tree office was initially declared cancelled. They don't want to hear it. If we had to go to prison, we were prepared to lock down the health sector over the procrastination of the government authorities, Brown says. So you see this thing I get from bad to worse. This I get from bad to worse. The panel chaired by Dr. Noel Cowell ultimately reversed the cancellation after confirming that the Ministry of Labor that the existing term of reference were still valid. The IDT officials were apparently awaiting correspondence from the Ministry of Labor. The Ministry of Labor was busy. Doctors, let me tell you where they're going. The Minister of Labor couldn't come. The Minister of Labor was busy out in Clarendon, Southeast, issuing out black tanks. See there? That's what he was doing. So he don't have the time to come and meet because you're lucky. The man have to secure his vote right now. So he don't have time for a meeting. Just tell them the same thing valid. Me have much more, me wouldn't call you have a fire now. Me have meet a fire and me can't make it get burned because my vote is important. That's what was happening. Those terms include deliberation and emergency duties allowance, extra hours work. The hearing will also involve the University Hospital of the West Indies, the Bellevue Hospital for Children, and the Ministry of Finance and Public Service. Brown criticized the delay in resolving the matter, which dates back to 2023, argued that the law dispute referred to the IDT should be resolved within 31 days or as soon as practicable. The next hearing is scheduled for May 12, when both parties will present detailed submission. We are going to watch and we're going to follow it and see what will be the end result. But in all fairness, the doctor didn't really have to work overtime. Teachers have to work more than one classroom with how much pitney to from one way to another. Barely can. It thing just stay away, people. And a time for we open our eyes. We need governance. We need good people with compassion and understand that our professional must get good treatment. Same like the politician. Leave on a view, leave on a comment, and tell me what you think. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Life with Jennifer JM. I am your girl, Auntie Jem. Catch you the next time. Bye.